Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This year should be a special schus for Avimur Visugan Ben Chana, Maris Hena Miriam, Bas Chana, and Reb Zef Chaim Ben Chayedel, Bracha V'Atzlacha B'chol Ma'aseh Yedayim. We're going to be continuing our shiurim in the Shem Mishmuel and Breishis Dibur Amaschil b'Medrash Rabbah. B'Medrash Rabbah, Rabbanan Amru Lan Kvodo Imo V'Motzi Shabbos Nitel Menu Zivo U'Turado Migan Eden. That Adam Arishon remained in Gan Eden until after Shabbos. He sinned on Friday, then he remained in Gan Eden until Motzei Shabbos. V'hikshe b'yafei tohar, he'achlo chashish HaKadosh Baruch Hu, pen yishlach yado, v'yikach me'etz ha'chaim b'Shabbos. How is HaKadosh Baruch Hu not concerned that Adam Arishon would take from the Eitz HaChaim and eat from it on Shabbos? And Hashem didn't want him to after he sinned. It was no longer it was against the will of Hashem to eat from the Eitz HaChaim. So why was he not concerned that he was going to take from it on Shabbos when he remained in Gan Eden? How did he allow him to stay there? V'nira. D'hinei b'medrash, Amr Rabbi Abba bar Kahana, v'achalti ein ksiv kan ela v'ochal. It says that my wife gave me, nasna isha nasni manayz v'ochal, and I will eat. So Chazal are omiram in Lashon. Why does it say v'ochal? It should say v'ochalti. So they say it doesn't say v'ochalti, it's v'ochal, which means I ate and I'll eat again. I did it once and I'll do it again. That's what Adam Rishon said. What does that mean? Also says in the Medrash in Parashat Chof Aleph, that was Parashat Yites, Ve'ata, it says Ve'ata pen yishlach yado, now lest he take his hand, and he's going to send his hand, and he's going to take from Eitz HaChaim, Chai La'olam. So therefore HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent him out. Chazal say that Ata is Lashon of Tshuva, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu Pasach Pesel Shel Tshuva. So you're doing Chazal, Ve'ein Ata or Lashon Tshuva. Best time to do Tshuva is now. Ata means now. Ata is Lashon Tshuva. Ata ma Hashem lokech shomei machkim liyira. Tshuva. V'omer pen ve'ein pen el alav. And it says pen, I don't want him to be sholech yadav v'lokach me'etz ha'chaim. But it seems that the Medrash is saying that v'ata he was posech a pesach of tshuva, and ata pen yishlach yodo v'lokach me'etz ha'chaim. Pen means no, lest, meaning Adam Rishon was negative on the tshuva thing. So what's going on over here? Shem opens him a pesach of tshuva and he says no. He says achalti v'ochal od. What's going on over here? Not only that, in Eruv and Adaf Yitches Amid Beis, Rabbi Meir says that Adam Rishon was a big chassid, and when he saw that there was Xeris Misa on him, which wasn't carried out immediately, he fasted for 130 years. I said he fasted by day, by night. He separated from his wife for 130 years. And yet we saw in the Medrash that he rejected the tshuva. He wasn't interested in the tshuva. He said, Achalti v'ochalot. So the Shem Mishmuel explains that after Adam Rishon ate from the Eitz Hadas, nichnasu bo kochos chitzonim beruchos ros. That after he ate from the Eitz Hadas, these external powers of Ra entered into him. That this evil spirit entered him, and he just had no choice. You know, there are people like that even today, that they sin, and there's just something they don't have choice. They can't help themselves. So it's usher for a person to say that. A person has to say, I have choice. But Hashem knows that there are those people, those exceptions to the rule, that due to psychiatric reasons or other, they don't have a choice. And Adam Arishon's reason was that he had a ruach ra, hayamuchach b'maisav, shekochas hachitzonim v'ruchas ra shenichas bo shechuchu rachmana l'tzlan. God should save us from such a thing. That he didn't have choice. So after he was expelled from Gan Eden, and he accepted his punishment, now the kochas hara were weakened, and he's no longer muchach b'maisav. And therefore Chazal say that he was a chassid gadol. When? After he was megurish mi Gan Eden. After he was expelled from Gan Eden, and he could do tshuva. But the Medrash is talking about before he left Gan Eden. Before the Onesh was chal. And then he was living in the world of Echreach. And therefore he said, Achalti v'ochalot. I ate and I'll eat again. And in the tshuva, Ve'ata, Hashem opens the Pesach of tshuva, and he says, pen. Lav, pen is a lav, lest. Hishamruchem pen yiftel abavchem. No. Other Rishon said, no, why not? Because he was muchuch b'maisav. That's the mahalach of the Shem Mishmuel. Shem Mishmuel is always interesting. He always has great chedushin. Sometimes it's a shaker, there are other drachim to go, but always original, the Shem Mishmuel. And now we can also understand the lashon of ve'ata pen yishlach yado. Now he's going to send his hand. Doesn't mean he's going to send his hand. Just say he's going to eat from the Eitz HaChaim. Who cares how he gets the Eitz HaChaim? Now he's going to eat from the Eitz HaChaim. What does it mean? He's going to send his hand and eat from the Eitz HaChaim. So the Heilige Kotzker was the grandfather of the Shem Mishmuel, right? The Kotzker's daughter married the Avnei Nezer, Sochatchav Rebbe. Sochatchav Rebbe's son was the Sochatchav Rebbe. That's what it usually goes. Shem Mishmuel. So Shem Mishmuel's Zayd, his maternal grandfather, was the Heilige Kotzker. So the Kotzker said famously on Avram Avinu that the pasuk says, "Vayishlach yodo v'yikach tzamacheles." What do you mean Vayishlach yodo? He sent his hand and he took the knife to sacrifice Yitzchak. What does it mean Vayishlach yodo? And the answer is the Eivarim of Avram Avinu automatically were drawn to do a Dvar Mitzvah. Like it says about David HaMelech, Chishavti Drachai, he says about himself, Shiva Raglai Leidosecha, that I thought my ways and I brought my legs to your statutes. Amar David, Ribbana Shalom, B'chol Yom V'Yom Yisim Achashe V'Omer L'Makom Ploni L'Od Zira Plonis Ani Holech V'Yiraglai Mevios Osi L'Batei Kinesios or L'Batei Midrashos. Every day I had plans. I was going to go here, I was going to go there. I always ended up in Shul and in the base of Madrash. It was even without thinking he did this. So David HaMelech automatically went to the right places to do the holy thing. So Avram Avinu also. It was automatically he was going to do the right thing. The only problem was that the emes was that Hashem didn't really want him to shech Yitzchak. So his body was fighting against it. It was naturally, it was in the default of doing what Hashem wants, which is not to sacrifice him. So by Yishlach Yodo, he had to actively send his hand, he had to fight against the natural inclination of his body, which is completely aligned with the Ratzon of Hashem, to take that knife. Ad kan Torah Divrei HaKotzker. And now, says the Einikel, Heilige Shem Mishmuel, today we have, if you go to Beit Vegan, you can meet the Einikel of the Shem Mishmuel. It's the Rebbe, the Sochatchav Rebbe in Beit Vegan. So once at a simcha, and I saw his sons, he's such a sisa kinderlach, with blonde hair and shine pipe, and gekreisel to pious, the curly payas, very, very sweet looking Hasidic kids. That was already years ago. Now they're probably much older. Not probably, definitely. Any case, pen yishlach yadu du mitzad atzmo lo yaroitze bezev lo haisu yadu nimshech l'dvar Yisrael shem muchrach. Pen yishlach yado, the hand's going to be sent, meaning that Adam Rishon naturally wouldn't have, but he's going to send his hand because he has no choice. He's just going to be forced to do this. So that's why it's called shlichus yad. And now we also understand we can answer the kasha of the Yefei Torah. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu wasn't choishesh that he would take on Shabbos. Why? Because since the whole vort was that Adam Rishon was overtaken according to the Shem Mishmuel by koichatz achitzonim, but on Shabbos, steht in Zohar, the kochas achitzonim are weakened, the kulu arkin v'sabramine, they all go away, all the evil kochas go away on Shabbos, and therefore on Shabbos no problem. He himself, mitzad atzmo, he doesn't want to take from the Eitz HaChaim. Hashem doesn't want him to, he's not going to take. But the kochas achitzonim are going to make him do it. But not on Shabbos, there's nothing to worry about. Ad kan dvarav, this shtickle. Next shtickle, vayishmu es kol Hashem Elokim b'shalich bagan l'ruach hayom. Mipashtus haksuvim nira, shalichos Hashem yisbarach bagan lo'hoisel l'tzarech adam rishon b'chav l'daber le'em alon sham. Achzer derech agav. Doesn't sound like God actually was coming to speak to them. It just says they heard the voice of God, mishalich bagan l'ruach hayom. It was just going in the gan, in the spirit of the day. But it wasn't that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had any specific intention to speak to them. He just happened to be there. It says, "Vayischabe Adam Vishnu Pnei Hashem Elokim B'Soich Hagan." Then Hashem calls out to them. But what's pshat that it didn't look like he was actually going to speak to them and to go to punish them? Looks like it was just derech agav. He happened to be in the gan, and then everything started. Then they hid, and then he gave them the punishment. V'yein tzforno shekasa b'zeh aloshem l'ruach hayom l'rotzen hayom l'asas hadvarim hanirtzim ba'oso yom k'mo she'asa b'shar yimei Breishis v'k'mo she'asa b'oso yom kodem cheta. So the ruach is the spirit. The spirit is what your desire is. Isha sher ruach bo. This is about Yahushua, that he knows to go with the spirit of every person. You go what everybody wants. So when it says l'ruach hayom l'ratzon hayom, he wanted to do the things that were desired for that day, like in the other days of creation, like he did before they sinned. Ad kan divrei hasforno medrash rabbah harshites mishalach mahalach seven kan elam mishalach mekapet to the old. It doesn't say mahalach he was walking. Mishalech, which is like reflexive. He was jumping and going. Iker shchina betachtonim haisa kemet shechatam rishon istalka shchina lo kirshin. So it's reflexive because of Adam Rishon's sin. Even though the Iker shchina was in the tachtonim, was in the lower world, because of the sin of Adam Rishon, it went up to the rakia, Rishon. Nami mash mishadibul Adam Rishon b'chava hayu derech agav. It's also mashma. It was derech agav. The Shechina, it was mishalech. It was leaving. It was going up to the rakia Rishon, and then vayischabe, and then they started the conversation. V'ikar Shem lekel adam v'yamalo hayeka. But why would it be? Why would the whole punishment be derech agav? Shouldn't it be like mechuvin? Like, oh, I want to punish you. And the answer is a big yisod in Onshe HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Onshim are not for the sake of onshim. Onshim are tikkunim. She'arat HaKadosh Baruch Hu ha'idei zeh l'ha'alosim l'madrigosim harishona ha'idei she'kablu onsham l'zakacham. Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted to fix them. And he wanted to fix them by giving them this decree. He wanted to raise them. That's what the punishment was about. But it wasn't like he was going to punish. So if they are not going to have their own hisorus, Hashem is not going to look for tikkunim. In other words, our job is to get the tikkunim, like he says, the Moshe Mashiach. We're going to have our tikkun. But here, he was waiting for them to have their own hisorus. And therefore, it was mishalech. He wasn't intending to punish. He wants to fix them. But if they don't have their own hisorus to be fixed, so then he's not interested. Hashem's not interested. But after they hid, and it says in Chazal, it's the Shem Mishmuel, again, very original. He says that this whole hiding was a good thing. We always think they were hiding from Hashem, like going away. You can't hide from Hashem. What sort of games are they playing? No. I mean, some people think of it that way in a negative sense. But the Shem Mishmuel says it's very good that they were hiding. You know why? Because hiding means they were embarrassed from their sin. And once they're embarrassed from their sin, that's the opening. Because it says in the Gemara in Breishis that if a person does an Aveira and he's misbayish, mochel lo kol v'nosef. So it wasn't tshuva, wasn't actual tshuva, zelo, but it was his orus. Once Hashem saw the his orus, he said, "Yes, we can redden. Now we can speak about it." And then he gives them their tikkun. But until they had this orus of hiding and realizing their sin, ain't al maladaber, which is the biggest sod of Avodas Hashem. A person has to have self-awareness and know what he's done. And then Hashem says, "Oh, you know what you did? Now we can talk tikkunim." Tikkun is otiot nituk. Nituk means detached. Tikkun means to fix. Whenever we have a nituk from Hashem, we need to make the tikkun. Nituk from other people, we need to make the tikkun. It's our job in this world. Steht in Pasuk, next shtickle, V'noach motzachein be'enei Hashem, b'medrash Rabbah, ki nichamti ki asisim, v'noach, afilu noach, shenishtayir mehem, lo yekedayel shemotzachein be'enei Hashem. It says that Noach found favor in the eyes of Hashem. And the Medrash says that Hashem says, I regretted making man and Noach. They read the Pasuk. The Pasuk is read Pasuk that I regret making everybody else, and Noach found favor in the eyes of Hashem. But the Medrash reads it. Not only did I regret everybody else, I even regretted Noach. Just Noach was Motzachein B'nei Hashem. So because he had that special charm in the eyes of Hashem, Hashem saved him. Lahavin heyach shayach lomar sheino kedayat shenichem Hashem yitzbarach gam olav v'lator meid olav tzadik tamim haya. How can this be that he wasn't kedai until HaKadosh Baruch Hu even regretted having created him? Torah says he was each tzaddik tamim haya b'daraisa. He was the greatest tzaddik. Would have been greater in Dor of Jana Davram. What wouldn't have been? But he was a tzaddik. The pasuk says. No, Ela Tolos Noach, no, Ach Ish Tzaddik, Tamim Haya B'Darasav. So, if we're talking about a tzaddik, how could Hashem regret having made him? When Medrash Rabbah Ta'abei Dovrei Kozov, I really think it's a Kriya Gedola for Yidden. We'll learn Sifrei Chasidus, Sifrei Musar, to learn Medrash. You see everything they're coming, they're always going back to the Medrash. Yeah, they quote the Chassidus, they quote the Ramban, and this Sforno we saw before. But Midrashim. I never explained, by the way, this Sforno that we quoted in the previous piece. That, what does it mean? The Ruach Hayom, the Ratzon Hayom. Lasos Dvarim and Yirtzim Boso Yom. In other words, he wasn't coming to punish him. That was the point of the kasha that he wanted to present. Also, the Medrash Mishalech, Mahalech, Ein Ksiv Kan Mishalech. Just Derech Agav. He was going to the Ratzanim, the Ruach Hayom, the Ratzanim wanted to do good things that day, but not to punish Adam Rishon. But it comes out Taka was. He ended up doing Ratzanim. He ended up doing good things that day. He gave Adam his tikkun. Anyway, back to where we are. So the Heilige Shem Mishmuel quotes the Medrash. Ta'abei Dovrei Kozov, Medaber B'Dor HaMabul. So he's going to destroy those speakers of falsehood. That's talking about the Dor HaMabul. Yisai Vashem, the pasuk says that God they are abominable to Hashem. Shenem lo chayim v'lo nidonim. V'ani kasher asu ken asisi ma b'ni l'beinam el shegamaltani toiva v'amarti li bo ata v'chol beischa l'ateva. Adam Rishon says, what's the difference between me and them? What's the difference between me and them? You just did me a favor. And you said, go into the Teva. You and your family. But there's really no difference. So we want to understand what's going on over here. Well, Noach was a great guy, right? Well, what's this all? There's no difference between him and the Dor HaMabul. So answers the Rebbe that be'emes, Kol echod ve'echod lefi ma'alas nafsho lefi achanoso mitoldoso ulefi ma shesipek biyado lasos utzarich laharbes b'avodas Hashem. Everybody, and lefi their ma'alas nafsho, lefi their preparation from their toloda, where they were created. Everybody with their kishronos, their abilities, with their talents, with their personality traits, has to be marbe b'avodas Hashem. Chazal say, Pasuk v'svivav nisar ha'ma'od, Kadosh Baruch Hu, medakdekim svivav v'chut ha'sayra. Svivav, those around him, nisar ha'ma'od, chut ha'sayra, like a hair's breadth. Kadosh Baruch Hu is very medakdik if you're close to Kadosh Baruch Hu. So Noach had gehat hoicha neshama. Noach had a very elevated neshama. Noach was on a very, very high level. So he had a good hachana mitolada. And Not only did he have a good, was he naturally on a high madrega, but God was helping him. As Elokim Salech Noach, the Medrash says that God was with him. Sadol L'tamcho. As Elokim, he was walking with God. And Noach said, listen, if I'm so gifted, if I'm so spiritual, if I'm so holy, and I'm not fulfilling my task, I'm not reaching my potential, I'm like everybody else. You're right, they were worse. If you would have seen with your eyes, you would have said they're doing much worse. But Noach said, but with given my capacity, my capability, my natural talents, should be much better. So he was kimakatze bravo. There was smarmer ba'atzmo azois. Ad shlomotze ba'atzmo shumayla neged anshe doira v'nidme be'enav shekasher asu kein asa. And he said, what you guys did, I did also. He didn't see any difference. But he was so hard on himself. He didn't cut himself any slack. He said, what you guys did, I'm also doing. ובשביל זה עצמו, שלהונס עצמו לבזברך בלבבו על ידוביק במידס האמס, ואשר כן יהיה אמס לפי מיילס נפשו כנ"ל מוצא חן בעיני השם. Says the Shem Mishmuel, gewaldig. That's exactly why he was מוצא חן בעיני Hashem. Because he was so hard on himself. Because he realized that he just had such a greater responsibility. And that's what it means, lo ya kedai. It wasn't kedai to save him because he wasn't living up to his potential. It's also true as a tzaddik tamim. He was a tzaddik tamim objectively. He wasn't living up to his potential subjectively. He didn't see any difference between himself and them because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. Just Noach found favor in the eyes of Hashem. Why? Hagufa. Because he realized what his responsibility was, how much he has to serve Hashem. Zohar says, V'nei Noach hu Shabbos, u'v'Shabbos yochol kol adam lagia, k'tzasling in zay de she'eda adam she'eno kedai, u'rochok mod mi-Shabbos, fi ma'ilus nafsho, fi ma'ilus Shabbos, ha'idei zeh yuchol l'mtzechen, k'moi Noach motzechen b'nei Hashem, ha'idei zeh v'hovein heitev. So the Torahs of the Rebbe's were always said on Shabbos. So that's one of the main reasons that they always bring Shabbos, and it's Shabbos. Besides that, Shabbos has to be the yesod of our avodas Hashem. Shabbos is tachas ma'aseh Breishis. So since Noach, as I'll say, is Shabbos, Memela, every Shabbos we can come to this. That every Shabbos we have to realize that we're just not reaching our potential, and we're not living Shabbos the way Shabbos is supposed to be. And because of that, we'll be motzei chen b'nei Hashem. Not that it should bring a person to a place of depression. It should bring a person to a place of kisufin. That a person has this pining, this yearning to be close to Hashem and to live the life he's supposed to live. And that's the avodah of Shabbos. The avodah of all week long, but particularly on Shabbos, you see how high and holy Shabbos is. Shabbos is a mikdash in time, as the Ramban says. So who's zoiche? He's zoiche to be in the Beis HaMikdash. Pashut. So a person realizes on Shabbos how far away they are. On Shabbos, a person is thinking about his stocks and about his bank account and about his emails and about his iPhone. And he realizes, where am I? Where am I holding? I can't even live Shabbos for 25 hours. I have to always be somewhere else. And then he's mismarmer, he feels this bitterness. Hashem says, you find favor in my eyes. That's the avodah. No, Baruch Hashem. We learned not only in Parshas Breishis big Kedushin, but in Avodas Hashem also, that Kadosh Baruch Hu wants to give us tikkunim. First, we have to have a service, self-awareness, tshuva. And we won't actually do tshuva, just to realize what we did. And also to know that based on our potential, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. There's so much more we could do. We say in Slichas, Ashamnu mikol am, boshnu mikol dor. That we're more guilty than any other nation. We're embarrassed from all the generations. What do you mean we're more guilty than any other nation? Ashamnu mikol am. Worse than the Yishmaelim. We're busy yesterday throwing Molotov cocktails, trying to kill people. What do you mean Boshna Mikola? What does it mean Hashamna Mikola? So the answer is because of Boshel Mikol Dor. Because look at who our fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers. And then you see where we're holding. It's the same word with Noah. Of course we're better than the other nations, usually. But when you look at where we came from, so much more is expected of us. So yeah, Noah was greater than everybody else. But based on his high neshama and his talents that he was given, his elevated, lofty level of spirituality, he was like them, in the sense that he was also doing wrong, subjectively, based on his potential. So we should be zocheh to live up to our avos and imos, and think of their mesiras nefesh, that all of them, if you're listening to this, you have parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. Down the line, there were a lot of people who sacrificed a lot to remain a religious Jew. So we should be zocheh. We don't have to sacrifice like they did. We have freedom of religion, and we're financially better off, and we're living more comfortably than everybody else was in the history of the world. But that requires more of us. Now it's so easy to learn. Everything is translated into English and with elucidations and shiurim galore, chsav, baal peh, computer, an iPhone, iPads, iPods. Everywhere you go, it's easy to learn today. So we just have to take advantage. But we have a lot of responsibility. Okay. Shalom, shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.